Well, when figures as influential to social justice as Al Sharpton agree to speak at your school, you know people are going to show up. That was the case here today at Hudson County Community College here in Jersey City as the Reverend came to speak about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Taking down Rutgers this past Wednesday, Maryland faced a new task at hand today as number 14 ranked Cal State Fullerton came to College Park. Ethan Stamm for NJUrbanNews.com. I'm standing outside of the Ashford and Simpson Sugar Bar here in New York City, where legendary R&B singer Melba Moore just held a release party for her new single, It Seems to Hang On. Now, not too long ago, I actually had the chance to speak with her about the importance of the song, family, and her 50-plus year career in music. Well, Terp fans, the wait is over. Maryland football is finally back here in College Park. The release date for Reimagining Safety is still to be determined. However, if you'd like to see the next screening event, you can follow the filmmakers as they travel 3,000 miles west to Los Angeles. D, E, and I. All it took were these three letters, and Reverend Al Sharpton signed on to speak at Hudson County Community College for the school's 2023 summer retreat on diversity, equity, and inclusion.
One of the ways that you can find real trailblazers is when you do things that are not popular, but you do it because it's right. If you do it because it is popular, then you will never break through. I don't have to become less than I am to get along with you.
2023 marks the second consecutive year the school's holding a diversity, equity, and inclusion summer retreat, which promotes engaging discussion, dialogue, and especially a healthy civil discourse. All things Reverend Sharpton was open to when HCCC approached him to speak.
That was an opportunity that we just couldn't pass because, he really speaks to our values, to the issues that we're seeing all over around our communities. So having that option here, that people could just come, see the Reverend here at our campus, is just, is incredible. I don't know what other word to use rather than incredible. You could tell that he was authentic, he spoke from the heart, and, that's something that we take with us.
The Reverend also called for others to become leaders in their own right, emphasizing the importance in activism of doing rather than saying.
Martin Luther King used to say there are two types of leaders. There are thermostats and there are thermometers. Thermometers tell you the temperature in the room. Thermostats change the temperature in the room. Thermostat leaders change the climate in their time.
The information, the knowledge, the inspiration that he offers is felt in the room. It changes the presence of the room. It makes people think differently. It makes people be vulnerable to the message and really receive it and hear it. And I think this is a moment that will go down in Hudson's history.
We have what we believe is a powerful, thoughtful, and provocative program tonight.
Tickets for the screening were free on the basis of raising awareness to locals on police brutality and prison abolition.
A very personal choice. Let's go to suicide. This was his famous work, Suicide.
Remove kids at that moment if you suspect something to a certain level.
For those police officers who do plan on watching the film, Director Matthew Solomon hopes they can keep an open mind.
I think when we can take our emotions out of analyzing the things that work and don't work, and if police officers are watching this, if they can get curious about what's being shared in this film and what are the lived experiences and what are the statistics and what are the proven factors that show that the jobs that they're doing actually create more harm and put people at risk versus keeping people safe.
If they wanted the right people to frame the defund the police discussion the way Matthew just did in this documentary, they can. This is rotten to the core. This is white supremacy to the core. Don't tell me we need implicit bias training for these people.
The film touches on movements like defund the police, things panelist Chuck Modiano continues to push for.
The reason when I say, or when we say defund or abolish the police, is we realize the only way out is to remove those officers and create other jobs of people who are more skilled, which came up throughout the movie. An NYPD officer's average salary of a uniformed officer is $117,000 a year. That's a lot of money. An average teacher is $55,000 a year. That's about half the amount of money. You can get 2 teachers for 1 cop. Let's do that. So we're talking about a transfer of cops. And if some of those cops who actually would be good in those areas want to do that, then let's funnel them that way too.
I think the expectations always do better than the year before. You know, unless you win a college World Series, unless you won the College World Series that year, you know, there's always something more to work for. There's always something more to get. We want to win a World Series, obviously. You know, that's what we're working for every day.
Maxwell's positive mentality also comes from his older brother and fellow Terp, Marty Costas, who had quite the career during his time in College Park. Your brother had his fair share of success here, Marty Costas. He was drafted in the 22nd round of the Astros MLB draft. So what has it been like sort of to follow in his footsteps and then also sort of, you know, just as his younger brother, just see him on this bigger stage?
He tells me a lot that I'm not here to fulfill a legacy. I'm here to do my own thing. I'm here to be my own person. He says that, you know, if I come to the choice that I don't want to be a baseball player one day, he'll support me in whatever I do.
But it's head coach Rob Vaughn's attitude towards his players and the lessons he teaches them that continues to keep Maxwell and his teammates motivated.
One of the things that Coach Vaughn tells us to kind of like, you know, make sure our mind's always right is that you can't have your goal be something that's definable. Your goal should be to be the hardest worker out there. Your goal should be to be the most honest, to have the most character, stuff like that. Something you can work towards every day. When you have a goal like that, that's something that can drive you. That's something that can motivate you. It's something that gives you discipline to work for. We're not going to settle for stuff.
With regular season play just days away, Maxwell and Maryland baseball are determined to flip the script in 2020. For the Left Bench TV, I'm Ethan Stamm.